Hey there, everybody. Welcome. We're replaying the 1979 Mets. This is a September 22nd, 1979 game at Flushing Chase Stadium, and it's the Cards are in town to face the Mets. It's going to be Bob Forsch on the mound for the Cardinals against Pete Falcone. Leading off for the Cardinals is going to be the shortstop, Gary Templeton, followed by Jim Lenten. And left field, Dane Org at first base, batting third. Batting cleanup is Ted Simmons, the catcher. George Hendrick batting fifth in right field. Batting sixth is Ken Reitz. At third base, batting seventh is Jerry Mumphrey, the center fielder. Mike Tyson at second base, batting eighth, and batting ninth is the pitcher Bob Forsch. Pete Falcone on the mound. And we're going to get started. We're going to use some cards for a little while. I'm going to pull a card. That's going to be 10 off Falcone. That's going to be in play. And then we're going to a 42, an in play 42 versus a lefty. So we're going to be looking on the left side. In play 42, and that's just outside of the hit range. That's going to be popped up in the infield. And that's third baseman Hebner. Richie Hebner makes the catch, one away. Next is Jim Lenten, or Lentine, 8, patient. It's going to be Lentine showing his patience, and that's going to be a 96. Wow, it goes all the way up to 92. Holy smokes. And we pulled the 96, and that's going to be an out fly ball to left. Dan Norman pounds the glove, makes the catch, 2 away. And it's in play again to Dane Org. And that's a 66. And it's going to be a ground ball up the middle, and Taveras gloves it, fires to first, and 3 up, 3 down. So good job by Pete Falcone. And it's going to be Frankie Taveras against Bob Forsch, leading it off. That's a 5. That's going to be patient, a patient 35 against a righty. And that's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through into center field. So Taveras is on with a single. Leadoff single for Frank Taveras. He's going to see if he runs. And with a 6, he does go. And we're going to check the catcher's arm now. Ted Simmons, catcher's arm is a 4. So we're going to take a quick peek. There he goes. And he is out. Holy smokes. Nice throw by Simmons. Throws out Frank Taveras. Caught stealing. And that's going to be a 2-6. Since there's a left-handed batter. 1 out. It's going to be Bruce Beauclair, that's an 11. That's defense. We're going to pull a defensive card. It's arranged left field. Lentine in left, and his range is an F. So it's going to be a 1 to 63, and we roll an 86. So that's going to be lined and caught by Lentine in left. And now it's Lee Mazzilli. Here's a pitch to Lee Mazzilli. That's a tough pitch. See what Lee Mazzilli can do with it. It's not going to be very much. And that's a ground ball, second base. Mike Tyson up with it. Over to Org, and that retires the side. Pete Falcone takes the mound for the Mets. Now Pete Falcone was 6-14 with a 4 ERA, 4.16 ERA. Oh, not going to roll dice right now. Ted Simmons, that's a 7. That's a tough 31. And that is I guess a lefty. 31 is going to be a ball that's pulled down the line into the left field corner. After it is Norman and Simmons, a one out, a leadoff double. Simmons is on at second base. Kenny Reitz. 6, tough 60. Tough 60 against a lefty, and that is going to be a fly to right. Shallow right field. In comes Beauclair, makes the catch, 1 down. Next is Jerry Mumphrey, switch hitter, batting from the should be Kenny Reitz. Where's Kenny Reitz? Was that Kenny Reitz the last? Oh yeah, it was Kenny Reitz. Wait a second, I had Hendrick doubled. Wait a second. Simmons. It was Simmons. All right. Simmons is on at second. Then it was Hendrick, Reitz, and Mumphrey. Hendrick, Reitz, and Mumphrey after Simmons. And I had a fly out to right. And now it's Kenny Reitz. It's a 7. That's a tough 25 against a lefty. That's strike 3. Kenny Reitz strikes out, 2 outs. And Jerry Mumphrey, switch hitter, batting from the right side. That's a 2, defense. Pull the card, error first base. Our first baseman tonight. Who is our first baseman tonight? That's a good question. Hold on 1 second. Our first baseman tonight is going to be Lee Mazzilli. I have him in center field. He should be at first base. So let's quickly correct that. So now he's at first. Let's put him at first. Mazzilli, he's going to be at first. Save. And in center field, it's Youngblood who's in center field. Youngblood's a center fielder. Fix that, and that's it. Everything's correct now. All right, so with Mazzilli at first, error first base, let's see what that becomes. Depending on his error rating, he is a error rating 3. So that's going to be a 1 to 36 error. Let's see what we pull here. We pull an 8, so what kind of an error on the first baseman? So 1 base error, so that's going to move Simmons to third. So first and third now. And Mike Tyson. Actually, I think it's Oberkfell. Tyson, I don't even know if he's in the game, actually. Yeah, Tyson isn't in the game. It's Oberkfell. So let's get Tyson out of there. Let's go actually back and correct the lineup. So Oberkfell is at second base, not Tyson. And we're going to put Oberkfell at second base, get Tyson out of there. All right. Oh, no. Done. All right, so Kenny Oberkfell now, he's a left-hander. And we're going to just pitch to him. That's an 11. That's ballpark. A 99, that's going to be in play. A 79, that's going to be an out. And that's going to be a fly ball, center field. Youngblood runs it down. That retires the side. So after an inning and a half, no score. Both teams have a hit. Bob Forsch on the mound for the Cards. That's a 10. That's a tough pitch, 92, and that's going to be an out. No doubt. That's a line drive caught by second baseman. Nice leap by Oberkfell. Timed it perfectly. So Hebner lines out, and it's Joel Youngblood. 2, wheelhouse, 45. And that's going to be line drive base hit to left field. 1 out single for Joel Youngblood. We're going to see if he goes. And he does go with a 3. He's a 4. So he's going to go. Let's see what happens here. And he's a C. a 4C, I believe. A 4C, this is the only time I'm going to be looking at the chart. I believe a 4 or a C4 is very good. So he steals the base. Stolen base for Joel Youngblood. He's on at second. And it's Dan Norman. Here's the pitch to Dan Norman. That's in play 82. And that's a ground ball shortstop. Templeton looks Youngblood back to second. Now, it's a 40% when the ball is hit to the shortstop and there's a runner at second base. It's a 40% opportunity for him to move to third. It's a 20% opportunity for him to score when he's at third base and the ball is hit to the third baseman. That's interesting as well. So we can roll a 10-sided die, and it's a 2, so Youngblood would move over. So we're going to say that he advances to third on that play. All right, and it's Hodges. Ron Hodges, the batter. Here's the pitch. It's a 5, patient. A patient 46 against a righty. Patient 46, and that's ball 4. So Hodges walks. Kelvin Chapman, two out, 2 on. Bottom of the second. That's a 7. That's in play 21. And just outside the range by a few points, actually. And that's going to be popped up. Simmons throws his mask away by the screen and makes the catch, and that retires the side. We're playing payoff pitch, finishing up our 1979 season. The set of cards is sold. Somebody else will enjoy it and play it. That'll make me happy. And I talked about the stats in yesterday's game. They're almost they're pretty darn close. So this game definitely can hold its own against any game out there. Pete Falcone on the mound facing Bob Forsch. It's a 7. That's tough. A tough 63 against a lefty. And Forsch is a 3. A tough 63. Strike 3. Forsch strikes out. Gary Templeton. That's a 10. In play 27. That's a line drive base hit. So Templeton's on with a single, and we're going to try to see if he gets a lead. We pull a card. It's a 3, so he does. It's 5 or less. So he does get a lead, so he's going to go. And he is safe. So Templeton steals second. Stolen base for Templeton. He's a C. It's a C. And I believe that off the top of my Hodges. I can't remember Hodges. I was thinking Stearns. Hodges is a 3 arm, so he's like an average arm. And again, their one little chart that I need, that I always look at, is the stolen base chart. Let's see. Yeah, C3 is normal. So I knew that already. All right. Gary Lenten. It's a right-handed batter. Lenten had 23 at-bats in 1979. No home runs. So here's the pitch from Falcone with 1 out. Templeton's on at second. That's a 7. That's a tough pitch, 0-3. That's strike 3. Lenten down on strikes. Falcone blows him away with the fastball. High and tight. And Lenten goes back to the bench, shaking his head. 2 outs now. And it's Dane Org. That's going to be a 4. That's wheelhouse 34. A wheelhouse 34 is a line drive base hit, and that will score the first run of the ball game. Around to score is Gary Templeton, RBI single. 2 out RBI single by Dane Org. And it's Simmons. Ted Simmons, that's an 8. A patient 29 against a lefty. Patient 29, and that's going to be a line drive base hit. And Org is going to go he's going to stop at second unless The card says otherwise, and he stops at second. First and second. So it's a single for 2-out single, back-to-back 2-out singles for Orge and Simmons, and it's George Hendrick. Hendrick hit 16 home runs in about 500 at bats, so it doesn't have whole lot of power. That's a 5. That's ballpark. A 36, a righty, and just outside. That's going to be in play 98, and we're looking at it out there. And that's going to be a fly to left. Back goes Norman to the track and makes the catch, and that retires the side. Playing the Mets at Shea Stadium, September 22nd, 1979. It's 1-0. We go to the bottom half of the third. Bob Forsch for the St. Louis Cardinals on the mound. Forsch was 11-11 with a 3.83 ERA. Mets have lost over 100 games in our replay. I think they've lost 102. They've won 51. And we are in the bottom of the third. 1-0. Cards are up. 7. That's in play. An 88. And in play 88. That's an easy out. That's a ground ball to short. Templeton fires to first. 1 away. Next is Frankie Taveras. Taveras is 1 for 1. He singled in his first at bat. That's a 9 in play 46. That's going to be an out. That's going to be a pop-up to the left side. Templeton calls for it, makes the catch, 2 down. Bruce Beauclair on 8. That's tough. A tough 0-1. Strike 3 on Beauclair, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Bob Forsch. We go to the top of the fourth. We're going to have to, it's time to shuffle them up. So we're going to shuffle them up, take a quick little break here. We're in the top of the fourth inning. We are in Flushing, Queens, New York at beautiful downtown Shea Stadium, right across from the Laguna by LaGuardia Airport. It's going to be Ken Reitz, Jerry Mumphrey, and Ken Oberkfell against the lefty Pete Falcone. Pete Falcone's allowed 4 hits so far. All right, here goes. Pulling a card. That's a 4, and that's wheelhouse off Falcone. Falcone gave up about 30 home runs, and this is a deep drive. Back goes Norman to the track, to the wall. It's out of here. Kenny Reitz, 2-0 Cardinals. 7 to next batter, Jerry Mumphrey. That's a tough pitch, 78. A tough 78. And that is a fly deep center field. Back goes Youngblood to the track, makes the catch. 2-0 Cards. 7. That's a tough pitch to Ken Oberkfell, a 78. And that 78 is going to be ground ball, second base, Kelvin Chapman. 2 down. The pitcher. Oh, what happened there? Wait a second. Come on now. Mumphrey. Reitz homered. All right. Yeah, Reitz homered. Oh, I did. I I called a home run, but I never. All right, fly ball, center field. That ball's out of here. All right, and then it's a fly out to center field for Mumphrey, and it's Oberkfell now. And let's pull a card for Oberkfell. That's an 8. Tough. No, patient 23. And that's going to be a ball 4. So Oberkfell is on at first. It's a pitcher spot. We're going to get a bunt. Bob Forsch bunting is an A. That's almost guaranteed. 1 to 4. Fielder's choice. Oh, 1-4. And moving over to second is Oberkfell. And it's Gary Templeton. Pitch to Gary. That's an 8. That's patient. A patient 51. against a lefty. That's going to be an out, and that's popped up left side. Taveras calling for it, makes the catch, and that retires the side. Bottom of the fourth, 2-0 Cards. Bob Force facing Lee Mazzilli. 7 in play, 58. In play, 58. That's an out, and that's a fly to right. George Hendrick makes the catch, 1 away. 9 is in play, 73. In play, 73. Fly ball, center field. 2 out. Joel Youngblood. A ball that's in play, 92. And that's a fly to left. Lenten in left center field makes the catch. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. So Bob Force is cruising. Pete Falcone now against Lenten. 8. That's Patient. Patient 0-3. That's going to be ball 4. So Lenten walks. Not a threat to go. Dane Orange, that's a 3. That's in play. 07. In play 07. That's going to be a double. And that is going to – they're going to hold up Lenten at third with nobody out. Second and third now. Mets infield is in 7. Tough, a tough 65. Tough 65 is going to be a G4. All right, let's get our little chart. G4, we're going to roll 2. We're going to pull a card here. A 10. That ball sneaks past the infield for a hit. First and third. Stopping at third is Orge. So it's a RBI single for Ted Simmons. And there's action in the Mets bullpen. A little bit early, but here goes. That's a 5. That's ballpark. A 36, a right-hander. That's a in play, and that's going to be a 98. Fly ball to shallow left field. Dan Norman is there. 1 out. Kenny Reitz, infield still in 7. Tough, a tough 0-9. Strike 3. Falcone blows it by Kenny Reitz with first and third. So you needed that strikeout there. And now it's Jerry Mumphrey. That's a 3. That's in play. And 08, oh, that's bad news. And 08 is going to be a line drive base hit center field. And that's going to score a run. And Orge is going to go to he may pull up. Let's see. No, he's going to go on to third base. 1 run scores. Orge goes on to third, first and third. Ken Obergefell. 11, ballpark, 87, in play, 0-4, he goes again. Wow. He can't catch a break. That's going to be off the wall. Ken Obergefell clobbers it, drives it over Youngblood's head, off the wall. Around to score is Simmons. Mumphrey is right after him, and the Cardinals have blown this one open. Scores 6-0 now, and that's going to be it for Pete Falcone. Going to bring in Dwight Bernard. Dwight Bernard, let's see if we can get him. We're using a 9.8-inch iPad with iScore on it. Keeps all our stats. So we need not write anything down. That's one of the things I hate the most about playing these replays is keeping stats. I don't like to keep stats. It's not fun for me. I know some guys like it, and that's cool. So big double for Obergefell, driving in 2 runs. Breaks the game open pretty much. 6-0 right now here in the top of the 5th. It's a pitcher spot. Dwight Bernard, that's going to be a 4. That's Patient 99, and that's popped up. That is going to be to the left side, and Hebner right there makes the catch, and that retires the side. But the Cards pick up 4 runs, and they lead at 6-0. Bob Force against Dan Norman. That's Patient 83. Patient 83, that's an out. That's a ground ball to short. Templeton, 1 away. A 10, that's tough. A tough 67. And it's a grounder to third. Nice play by Reitz. Fires to first. Gets Hodges. And it's Kelvin Chapman. He's 0 for 1. He flied out. That's a 10. That's a tough pitch. Tough 49. And that's going to be a blooper. And it drops in front of left fielder Lenten for a single. Kelvin Chapman singles with 2 outs. And it's going to be Dwight Bernard, the pitcher. So we're going to be forced to bring in a pinch hitter here. Maddox. See what Maddox can do. Elliot Maddox, ex-Yankee. And here's the pitch to Maddox. It's a 9. That's in play. 76. That's going to be an out. It's a fly ball center field. Mumphrey puts it away, and that retires the side. New pitcher for the Mets is going to be Ed Glynn. All right, so it's Ed Glynn against facing Gary Templeton. 6th inning, 6-0 Cards. That's an 8. That's Patient. Patient 0-0. Now, that's usually an injury, so I'm not even going to look it up. I'm going to roll again. 23. Actually, we'll do both again. That's an 8. Patient. And then a 70. A Patient 70 against a lefty is a ground ball second base. Chapman up with it. Over to Mazzilli at first. 1 away. Next is Lenten, 7. Tough. A tough pitch. 86. That's strike 3. Lenten strikes out. 2 out. Dane Org, 8. Patient 69. And just outside, that's a ground ball to short. Taveras to his right. Long throw. Oh, just gets him. 3 up, 3 down for Ed Glynn. Go to bottom of the 6th. 6-0 Cards. Using fast action cards, that's an 8. Tough. A tough 21 for Frankie Taveras. A tough 21, and that's strike 3. Curveball gets him. Bruce Beauclair, 7 in play. 37. So now that's ground ball first base. If I roll a 1 or a 2, first baseman flips it to the pitcher. Score that a 3-1. On a 1 and 2, 25% of the time, the first baseman flips it to the pitcher. I just roll an 8-sided die. If it's a 1 or a 2, I make that the call. Leave Mazzilli with 2 outs. It's an 8 tough 19, and that is strike 3. Retires the side. Go to top of the 7th, moving along here, playing payoff pitch. This is practically a chartless game. I'd say 99% chartless. These stats are almost, very, very close to actual stats. We're in the top of the 7th, so we're gonna shuffle them up a little bit. And you know what I believe I'm going to do? I'm going to finish up the game using the dice. Mix it up. Mets are losing at 6-0 here in the top half of the 7th inning. It's Ed Glynn on the mound for the Mets. Ted Simmons. That's a 5. In play 46. And in play 46 against a lefty. In play 46. That's going to be an out. Ground ball to third. Hebner. 1 down. George Hendrick. Hendrick is 0 for 3 on the day. That's an 8. Patient 84. Patient 84. And that's a ground ball to short. Oop. 2 down. Kenny Reitz. Ed Glynn against Kenny Reitz. That's a 9. Patient 38. Against a lefty. And that's going to be a ground ball through to the left side and through into center field for a single. Kenny Reitz is on at first. It's Jerry Mumphrey. Mumphrey's 1 for 3. That's a 7. That's a tough 41. Tough 41 is going to be a line drive base hit center field. And Kenny Reitz may go to third. Let me see. Kenny Reitz stops at second. Not going to risk it. Ken Oberfeld, 11, defense. Error shortstop, Taveras. Taveras is a E3, so that's going to tell us 1 to 36. We pull a card. Ground ball to Taveras. And 62, and he makes the play. Across the diamond. Throws out Oberfeld, and that retires the side. Richie Hebner is going to lead it off against Bob Forsch. That's an 8. Tough. A tough 16. Tough 16. Strike 3. 1 down. Joel Youngblood. 5. Patient. A patient 45, and that is a ball that drops in front of the left fielder Lenten for a single. Little blooper dropped in. Texas leaguer, if you will. Danny Norman. 5. Patient. A patient 69. Patient 69, and that's going to be a fly ball center field. On the run is Mumphrey, and he catches up to it. Ron Hodges. 2 outs. 6. That's in play. 0-1 against a righty, and that's going to be a ball that's hitting the gap. And that's going to roll to the wall. Scoring is Youngblood. Mets are on the board. RBI double for Ron Hodges. Kelvin Chapman. It's 2 outs, 6-1. St. Louis is up. That's a 9. In play, 95. That's fly ball, shallow left. Back goes third baseman. Reitz. In comes left fielder Lenten. Lenten calls him off, and that retires the side. We're gonna let Glenn try to go one more inning, if possible. Long reliever, but I think everybody was a long reliever back in '79. 10. That's a tough pitch. A tough 33 against the pitcher. That's strike 3. Gary Templeton. He's 1 for 4, and that is. Wait a second. Lost my. Oh, there it is. And that's going to be a 4. Patient 55 against a lefty, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. Hebner on a hop. Fires to first. Out number 2. Two outs. Top of the 8th. Jim Lenten. He's 0 for 3. That's a 7. Tough 89. And against lefty, it's going to be strike 3. Blows it by Lenten. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Bob Forsch is still in the game. Now, Forsch had 7 complete games. We're going to see if he can complete this one. We got a pinch hitter for the Mets. It's going to be Stearns, John Stearns. Let's write him in quickly. Pretty simple to do here using iScore. Here's the pitch. It's a 9. In play, 18. Line drive. Base hit for Stearns. Pitch hit single for Johnny Stearns. It's on at first, Frankie Taveras. What the heck is going on here? That's a 9. It's going to be in play with an 11. And that's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through into center field. Stearns is going to stop at second, down by 5 runs. And that's going to be all for Forsch. We're going to get a pinch reliever. We're going to get, all right, boy. Let's go. Take you outside. We're going to get Darryl Knowles to come in. Darryl Knowles, I think he pitched every single game of the 1973 World Series. I won't forget that. First time that was ever done. Yeah, Darryl Knowles is in. Replaces Bob Forsch. Yeah, Darryl Knowles pitched every single game of the 1973 World Series. First time that was ever done. He's going to face Bruce Beauclair. Here's the pitch. That's a 7 in play, 18 against a lefty. And that's going to be a line drive into center field. Runner on second is going to score. Advancing 2 bases is Taveras, first and third with nobody out. RBI single for Bruce Beauclair. And it's Lee Mazzilli now. Score is 6-2. And that's a 10. That's ballpark. A ballpark 80. That's going to be in play against a lefty. And that's going to be an 83. Oh, wait. We're rolling the wrong die there. And that's going to be a 33. And that's going to be an out of some kind. That's going to be lined and caught by the shortstop. So Templeton timed it perfectly for the first out. Richie Hebner, 1 out, runs on first and third. That's an 8. That's in play 85. In play 85 against a lefty. That's going to be a ground ball second base. That's going to allow Taveras to score. Oh, it might be a double play, though. We got to check that. A 5. And it is a double play. 4-6-3 double play. And that's all she wrote for the inning. Ground ball 4-6-3. Double play. What happens to runner on third? He held up. Other runners out on a double play. So the Mets had something going there, but nothing materialized, or double play killed it. So we need a new pitcher for the Mets here against basically Dane Org, Simmons, and Hendrick. It's going to be Jeff Reardon. 6-2 St. Louis in the 9th. That's a 10. Tough. A tough 99. That's popped up to first base. Zilli makes the catch, 1 away. Ted Simmons next. He's 3 for 4 tonight. That's Patient. Patient 77. It's a righty this time on the mound. It's a fly ball center field. To his left is Youngblood. Makes the catch, 2 down. George Hendrick, 3. Ballpark, 35. A righty at Shea. It's going to be, that's just outside range. It's going to be a in play. 16, and that's a line drive base hit to left. And Norman plays it in on a hop. Kenny Reitz, that's a 4. That's Patient. Patient 91. And that's a ground ball to Taveras. Flips to Chapman. 6-4 for out number 3. And this is last licks for the Mets. They're down 6-2. Darryl Knowles is going to try to finish it out. Youngblood. That's a 7 in play, 0-2. And that ball is driven in the left center field gap. And that's going to split the outfield. That's going to roll to the wall. And Youngblood thought about going for third, but pulls up at second. Leadoff double. Danny Norman. That's a 6. That's Patient. A Patient 72 against a lefty. And that is a fly ball to center field. Mumphrey there makes the catch, 1 away. Ron Hodges. 7 in play, 99, that looks like. A 99 is a pop-up. to first base. Org is there, makes the catch, 2 down, and it's Kelvin Chapman. 2 outs, runner on second, 6-2, Mets are down, bottom of the ninth. They're down to the last out, 7 in play, 99 again. That's popped up. This time it's to the left side. Kenny Reitz makes the catch. Game is over. Mets lose. Let me quickly do the data. It's going to be the win. The loss is going to go to Pete Falcone. The win is going to go to Bob Forsch. No save. And that's all she wrote. I'll give you the line score. Cardinals win it. Game 2 of 3-game set. Mets won the first one. Cardinals win it 6-2. Cardinals score 6 runs, 12 hits, no errors, 9 left on base. Mets had 2 runs, 9 hits. Say, who's there? Hey, D. Smith, how are you, brother? 79 Mets, yep. Yes, I am a glutton for punishment. I've lost 102 games. This is the 103rd game that I've lost. And I'm still standing. I cannot be defeated. So you hit it on the nose. I am a glutton for punishment. So the Mets with 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 6 left on base. And that's all she wrote for tonight. So we're down to about 7 games left in our season. And I talked about the stats in yesterday's broadcast. Very, very close to what they actually were in 1979. So Payoff pitch really holds its own with any other game. And I got one more game here with St. Louis with the Cardinals, and I'll actually get almost every card when you buy the Payoff pitch seasons. It comes with almost every single card. Well, it does come with every card. It doesn't come with I think players with like 20 at bats or less, something like that, you have to kind of PDF them. But some sets, actually, you can buy the cards for, I think, $14. You can buy every card in like this really high quality card stock, little glossy. So the next game is going to be pitched by a guy named John Urea. And Urea had played in 3 games, had 11 innings pitched. I'm not sure if that's from the extra card set or not. Not sure about that. And the Mets, you're going to see Juan Berenger. And he's going to be pitching in Game 3, Juan Berenger. And I'll show you how quickly you can set up using iScore. Go visitor. Visitor is St. Louis. So you find St. Louis. I already have them in there from playing them all season. And then the Mets, right? Done. And then you're going to go to the next screen and you click an arrow, and the arrow takes you to score game. And you say yes. And I'm going to do the actual lineups. I pull up the lineups on, let me see, on Baseball Reference. I look at the actual lineups, and let's see how long it takes me to do this. So it's going to be Taveras, Beauclair, Mazzilli, Hebner, Youngblood, Stearns, and then Norman. Let's get rid of Hodges. So he's not going to play in this game. So it's going to be John Stearns, the catcher. He's going to go there. And Hodges gets pulled down. Then it's going to be Flynn. Flynn is back in there, all right? So Chapman is out. So Flynn is back in there. Oop. Put him up. Second base. Batting, yes. And then the pitcher, like I said, is going to be Berenger. He's towards the bottom because he came in towards the end of the season. Using actual lineups. And that's a pitcher. So the Mets are ready to roll. So that's how quickly you set this up. So Mets are ready. Now let's see the cards, how long that takes me. So Obergfell is going to lead off this time in this game. So he's going to lead off there. And he's going to be at second base. He's going to bat. Lou Brock is back. He's going to put Lou Brock in left field batting second. Left field batting. You're going to have Keith Hernandez. Keith Hernandez batting third. Ted Simmons. Where is Ted Simmons? There he is. He's going to be batting fourth. Then it's Org. Where is he? Dane Org is going to be batting after Simmons at first base. Yes. Oh, no, he's in right field. So let's put Org in right field. So I'm showing you how long it takes to set this up. Tony Scott is in center field after Org. Then it's Kenny Reitz. Kenny Reitz after Tony Scott. Mike Phillips. Let's find Phillips. There he is. He's going to be at shortstop. And then we're going to basically nullify everybody else because that's our lineup right there. So we're going to get rid of Templeton's not playing in this game. Neither is Mumphrey. Simmons is playing. Simmons is batting fourth. How did he get? Oh, wait. Do I have two Simmons? Oh, no. I have two Simmons, which is not good. All right. So let's get rid of one of them. Let's get rid of this one. Oh, there. Ted Simmons, delete. So they've got one Ted Simmons there. He's batting fourth. Gary Templeton is out. Jerry Mumphrey is out. George Hendrick is out. And Tyson is not playing. And then the pitcher is going to be Urea, and I may have to write him in. I don't know if he's in there, but I got to really check because sometimes if you're not careful, you'll write the same guy in twice. So yeah, Urea is not around. So John Urea. So this is how you add a player real quick, John Urea, and I can add whatever if he's a lefty or righty later. It's a pitcher. It's going to be at the bottom of the roster now. So I just bring him up, put him in the ninth slot, and we're done. So there's a lot of changes towards the end of the season, but usually it doesn't take that long. Since this is the last week of the season, they have a lot. They're bringing in a lot of guys, a lot of different guys. So I see that Dan Norman should be in left field, and I don't have him in left field. I have Youngblood in, and he's okay. So I got to click that. I got to go to lineups again, and I'm going to put Youngblood in center, and then I got to put Norman in left, I believe, and that's it. Ready to roll. So that's how long it takes. Like I said, there was a lot of changes in the St. Louis lineup, and that took me a little while. So that's how long it takes to use a iScore to set up a game. So this is CP Cards and Dice, and have a great night. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care.